What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Evan and I make videos about hot stocks, dividends, and options. So if that interests you guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss when I upload. Now again, today we're going to kind of look at a different stock than we usually do. You guys know I do a lot of videos covering NEO. But today we're going to look at Aquabounty and why ARK Invest continues to add shares to their ETF of Aquabounty almost on a daily basis, it seems like. So we're going to go over what Aquabounty does exactly, why ARK Invest continues investing in Aquabounty despite them raising up in price in the last week or so, and also a few reasons as to maybe why you might want to invest in Aquabounty going forward. But before we jump into it, if you guys wouldn't mind going down and hitting the like button, it really does help out the channel and it lets me know that you guys are enjoying these videos every weekday. So again, if you guys wouldn't mind going down and hitting the like button, it really does help out the channel. But with that out of the way, looking at Aquabounty today, they're up right around 25% on the day. And I do want to start by saying that I did find this stock through Tech Conversations. He's another YouTuber with around 30,000 subscribers. So if you guys haven't seen his videos, make sure you guys go check him out because that's where I got the idea of looking at this stock. But again, Aquabounty is up right around 25 and 26% on the day, which is pretty huge for them because they were actually a penny stock in the past. Now, for anybody who's been investing for a while, you probably know that penny stocks aren't just stocks that are worth pennies. They're anything really below $5. Now, some people have their preference and they say a penny stock is anything below $1. But technically speaking, a penny stock is anything below $5, and Aquabounty was below $5 at multiple points. Not until recently did they actually spike up and get above $5. Because if we actually look at the 1 week chart, they're up almost 70%, which is some ridiculous gains in a single week. And going to the 1 month, they're up almost 100%. They've almost doubled in price. And you can see they were actually below $5 for quite a while. For most of the last month, they were right around that $4 area and they weren't really moving too much. They were just kind of floating around $4. And we know that ARK Invest was investing in them even before this month. They've been investing in Aquabounty for quite a while, but I think a lot of the news lately about ARK Invest investing in Aquabounty is what kind of started pushing the price up higher. More people found out about Aquabounty and then they started jumping in because they figure ARK Invest must know something that we don't know, because they always seem to pick stocks that go up, and their ETF itself has gone up like 160% in the last year. But for those of you who don't know exactly what Aquabounty does, they're basically a company that raises Atlantic salmon, but in a more proficient way. And it says that they've combined their expertise in genetic engineering, and this is basically helping them rapidly increase global demand for high quality seafood. Now, if we click Discover Why, we're brought to this page here, and this kind of explains what Aquabounty does and why they do what they do. Now, there's a lot of people that would agree that there's a big demand for salmon all over the world, and people really can't get enough of it. And with the health benefits that come from eating salmon, this company basically asked themselves what's not to love, and they've been trying to figure out a way to create a more sustainable source of salmon around the world and a quicker way to deliver that salmon to people. It says here, like most species, Atlantic salmon are most vulnerable early on in life, and their scientists have actually discovered through a one-time gene modification that they could enhance the fish's naturally occurring characteristics, helping them not only to survive but to thrive. And it says that they used modern genetics one time 30 years ago, but the benefits continue to live on today. And you guys can read all about this company and what they do exactly. And there's also, if we continue scrolling down, kind of some frequently asked questions here. For example, the first one, how is Aquabounty salmon different from regular salmon? And it says, in fact, it's safe, fresh farmed salmon responsibly raised here in the US. We've created a game-changing fish for land-based farming by using genetic engineering one time 30 years ago to better protect our salmon during their early years. And it says that this is the only difference. Now, this could raise some questions. Some people might be worried that they don't want to be eating genetically modified fish, but they are saying that it's safe and that it's pretty much not going to affect your health from eating these salmon. And they also have the benefits of their Aquabounty salmon, and they say that they're just as nutritious as farm varieties, but because of our carefully monitored and conveniently located operations, our salmon is always free of antibiotics and often fresher and more affordable. So you can kind of see what they do here. They basically create salmon that aren't as vulnerable to dying early on in their life cycle. And by doing this, they're able to produce more salmon and at a quicker rate. But again, if you guys have questions about this company, you can read all these questions and you can kind of go through their website and see for yourself if it's a company you'd want to invest in. But now transitioning over to ARK Invest. If you guys aren't familiar with ARK Invest, they're basically a company that has multiple ETFs that focus on disruptive innovation. So they're basically looking for these companies that are really going to make an impact in the future. Now you can see here, these are all their actively managed ETFs. They have their ARK Innovation ETF here, which is kind of their broad ETF, and it has all kinds of things in it. Anything from Tesla to different internet websites and anything in between. They also have their autonomous technology and robotics, which is kind of self-explanatory. And then they have their next generation internet ETF, which has all kinds of websites and different companies that are internet based, like Square, Shopify, Slack, everything like that is in this ETF here. But the one we're going to be looking at is the Genomic Revolution ETF. And this is the ETF that contains Aquabounty and where ARK Invest has almost been buying shares daily. So now if we go to lucidtracking.com, this is basically where you can look and see what ARK Invest is adding to their different ETFs on a daily basis. So all I went to is lucidtracking.com and then I searched up Aquabounty, and then you're brought to this page here. And you can see all the details about Aquabounty, their stock price, closing price, anything you would see in a normal brokerage. But then if we actually scroll down, we can see here, this is where it shows how much ARK Invest is adding to their ETF. So you can see here's the most recent date for ARK Invest, and they actually added shares on the 3rd of December, which was yesterday. And if we look at the previous day, which was December 2nd, you can see between these 2 days, they added right around 22,000 shares of Aquabounty to this ETF. And you can also see the daily buy and sell amount right over here in this column, and all the green is when they're buying and red is when they're selling. So you can see quite often they're adding shares of Aquabounty. It's not quite on a daily basis, but it's pretty often. And you can also see the closing price here, which is right around what they likely paid for their shares that day. So you can kind of estimate that's right around what they paid. And you can see they've been buying shares for months now. And if we scroll back, it goes all the way back to August. And you can see they've been buying shares since August 12th. But you can see they've gone from 2.4 million shares, and now they're up to over 5.6 million shares. So obviously ARK Invest sees something in this company, and they see a lot of future growth for this company, or they wouldn't be adding it to their ETF. But now to kind of go over some things that you might not know about Aquabounty and to kind of explain what they do a little bit more, maybe if you guys don't quite have an idea yet, this article here goes over the 14 things to know about Aquabounty Technologies. So I'm not going to read every single one of these here, but if you guys want to read every one of them, you can just pause the video here and read through them. But to kind of start off with, Aquabounty Technologies is a farm product company that calls Maynard, Massachusetts their home, and they specifically focus on land-based aquaculture for their salmon. And you might be wondering what this means exactly, and it says that land-based aquaculture is a growing trend in the world of fish farming. And Aquabounty stock represents land-based aquaculture specifically for salmon, and it says that this type of salmon has been around since 1989, and we already went over the fact that they only used a genetically modified piece way back 30 years ago, and it's been living on since then. So it's not like their current salmon are super modified, because they also have said that their salmon are safe to eat, which is obviously the goal because they want to produce a lot of salmon that can be distributed all around the world. Now again, here it shows that ARK Invest has a 10% stake in Aquabounty, and we know obviously that ARK Invest invests in very disruptive innovation, and they're looking for those future companies that are really going to make an impact in the future. Now another question that's kind of raised is what makes Aquabounty stand out today, and it says that one broad reason behind this may be the industry shift towards land-based aquaculture, and more specifically to recirculated aquaculture systems. Because in order to raise their salmon, Aquabounty actually recirculates the water so they're not wasting, and apparently this is supposed to help with the ecosystem and kind of being more green. But aside from that, it also says that demand for fish like salmon by US customers has led companies like Aquabounty to launch US facilities. As this demand grows, so too could profitability for land-based aquaculture. So the one question I have right now is whether Aquabounty can expand outside of salmon, because you never know. A thing like salmon might go out of style, or there may be something that scientists find that salmon's not good to eat, and then a company like this would basically just go bankrupt because they wouldn't have a backup plan. So for me, that would be a good thing to see, is if they can expand outside of salmon as well. But now going back to their share price here, on the 1 year, they're up 263%. And you can see really how much they've increased lately. Now this big spike over here was pretty much in the last couple weeks really, and mostly in the last week or so. And so it really shows you how much people are actually hearing about this company and how a company really can take off when a big investment group like ARK Invest starts investing in a company like this, because they were always a penny stock and now they're up to $8, so they're technically not a penny stock anymore. But now for those of you who made it this far into the video, are any of you guys actually invested in Aquabounty, or have you even heard of them before now? Because I'm kind of curious, because I had never heard of them until a couple weeks ago when I saw Tech Conversations video. So again, if you guys haven't seen his channel, make sure you guys go check him out, because that's where I got the inspiration to look at this stock. And lastly, if you guys haven't signed up for Webull, make sure you guys sign up using the link in the description. When you sign up and deposit $100, you'll get 4 free stocks now. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, because it really does help out the channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you back here in the next one. Bye.